So next up is Kate O'Connell, and just a little bit about Kate. She's a Research Support Officer with UCC CUH. Kate completed a diploma in nursing and BCS degree in nursing studies in 2002 before moving to the UK and taking up a rotational post in oncology at the Royal Free Hospital and Marie Curie Cancer Hospital in London, and then at the Private Healthcare Directorate in Charing Cross Hospital. On returning to Ireland in 2005, Kate took up a position as oncology nurse manager in the Bon Secours Hospital and completed her postgraduate diploma in oncology at UCD in 2006-2007. She then returned to her training hospital at the CUH in 2014, where she held positions of lung clinical nurse specialist for medical oncology and as oncology liaison nurse specialist, covering many cancer sites such as breast cancer, lymphoma and sarcoma. October 2020 saw Kate take up a new research role as the Clinical Nurse Manager on the Women's Health Initiative, Supporting and Innovating for Change. This is also known as the LISA trial, linking you to support and advice. In addition, Kate has recently completed a postgraduate diploma in Applied Health and Wellness Coaching through NUIG. And Kate is going to talk to us today about access pathways for clinical trials. Thanks, Kate.
Hi, thank you all. Thanks for inviting me here today. I'm going to move on from Deirdre's a little bit, I suppose, and a lot of Deirdre's was pharma-led, and a lot of ours isn't, I suppose, that I'm working with. It's about a quality of life, so it's a marry of the two, really, is what I'm looking at here. I just want to, I suppose, tell you a little bit of where you can get advice and that kind of thing, and where you can look for answers. That's really what I'm going to tell you about today. So first of all, thank you, Ivor, for the lovely introduction. My background is very much clinical. This is my first research job, and it's not pharma job. It's very much looking at quality of life of women survivors. And when we talk about women survivors, it's living with and after cancer. I suppose the current batch of women I'm working with are very much finished their curative treatment. But really, the next step would be to look at women living with breast cancer, so women like ye. So that's where we would see things going. So you have to start off, I suppose, with one group, but there will be other groups that will extend out. So today I'm just going to talk about where I've come from, public patient involvement, the UCC Cancer Trial Group, a needs assessment that's ongoing that you can partake in at the moment, and then current trials that are kind of recruiting, and the Just Ask campaign. So the Women's Health Initiative, so it's an Irish Cancer Society funded initiative. We also have money in ours to support the dietitian part of it from Breakthrough Cancer Research. And as I say, it looked at just a niche population to begin with, but the plan would be that this would extend out. We have closed recruitment. We have met our 200 women, so we're completely closed in our study. So now I'm following up these women for a year and trying to make their lives as best as possible. So we won't be finished the study till December 23, really, when we've put all our results and that together. But we do, in the meantime, want to be looking at LISA 2, or looking at bringing it to the community, or looking at it extending it to women with metastatic disease. So there is other projects there. I suppose what has come out of this as well is, and just to put it out there, there's a LEAM-MAC, so we're known as the LISA study, and now there's a LEAM-MAC coming, and this is looking at men with metastatic genitourinary cancers. So it's a step on. I suppose we started with LISA, and this is another completely different project, but it came out of the LISA and looking at things that we could do on the ground in Kieran Cork. So why I'm here today, I suppose, we had a public and patient involvement panel. Every study that starts up in Ireland now, this public patient involvement is very important. So it's important to have the people that are involved at the forefront, setting up from the word go. So we have a panel on the LISA study, and that panel involves patients who had treatment for breast and gynae cancers. One of them is here today, and I'll let her tell her own story. But in that panel, when we were talking, it did come up the whole metastatic breast cancer space, and how can we make life better for women living with breast cancer. So that we were then, Fiona had it coming from her side as well, and that's how kind of today became about and how we got involved as well. So just to tell you, first of all, what public and patient involvement is, so it refers to an active partnership with patients and members of the public to plan, manage, design and carry out research. This means that members of the public work alongside the research team and are actively involved in contributing to the research process as advisors and possible co-researchers. So in clinical trials, the patient and caregivers are an essential voice, and really research developed with patient and end user is essential. So it now should be the basis of all research going forward. We really have to have the end user at the forefront. So I suppose this is the cancer trials group, just so you know where we all sit in, I suppose. So the cancer trials group there's a Cork group and there's a Waterford group, and together it becomes the UCC cancer trials group. In Cork, we have Cork University Hospital and the Bonds forming that group, and then Waterford has University Hospital Waterford. So together as a group, we hope we can expand on research and work together. At the forefront of this is patient-focused research and providing equity of access to innovative clinical trials. So we're going to work, there is work being done on a website at the moment, and we have some information here today on the group for any of you that are interested. And I suppose the big thing we want to tell you is that there is patient and public involvement call coming out soon. So if any of you want to have a voice for metastatic women, or in general, and your families, there might be lots of people around you that would like to be involved, and we would love to have them involved. And all our handles there, all our social media handles are there for you as well. And these slides are available to you afterwards. So this upcoming event that I talk about is with the Cancer Trial Group, and it's a PPI event. So we're having a day in November. There's an art focus on it. The morning is going to be very much for healthcare professionals, and the afternoon is open to everyone. So really we want people who'd be part of our future public and patient panels to come and see what it's all about, really. It's going to be held on Sunday as well, boating and tennis club, and there is information of how you can register, and we've leaflets above on how you can partake in that, and we'd love to see everyone involved. So women here in the room, and also people around you, if you could spread the word about it. We have open at the moment, there's a needs assessment for women living with metastatic or advanced breast cancer. So the background is this, is that we know that the screening and therapeutic options mean survival post your metastatic breast cancer diagnosis have increased. So some women, like yourselves, estimated 10% can take long-term disease control. So we know people living with metastatic breast cancer have unique needs that diverge from those with early breast cancer, specifically in the domain of supportive care. So research has shown that supportive care services are understudied and underdeveloped, leaving you with unmet needs. So we do know, I suppose, from our research and from a systematic review that psychological interventions and lifestyle support interventions are the areas that are most needed. So this suggests that quality of life for these individuals living with a metastatic cancer can be improved by improving psychological interventions and lifestyle support interventions. So we would like to learn more about what women like you need and what healthcare professionals want in this space. So there is this needs assessment, and we're calling on women to partake in this needs assessment. So it's patients living with metastatic breast cancer. The study has received ethical approval, and it's supervised by Professor Roisin Connell, who's here in the audience, and Professor Josephine Hagerty, who's the head of the Department of Nursing and Midwifery in UCC. It's been carried out in conjunction with UCC Cancer Trials Group and at Cancer Research at UCC. And we also have, I think Danielle is here today. So some of the girls that are doing the study are here and will be around when you're going for your coffee or your lunch if you want more information of how you can partake in this study. Your opinions and views are extremely valuable, as are the healthcare professionals. So again, mention this to your healthcare professionals. We want them to be involved in this as well. So we have focus groups set up. So there's patient focus group and health professional focus groups. These can be done in Brookfield Health Sciences Complex, but they also are available online. So please just email this ecasp@ucc.ie and we'll set up a time and that's suitable for you, because we really want your voice in this. So Deirdre's touched on these already, the metastatic trials that are currently recruiting. I suppose I'm looking at the ones that are open to you at the moment. So this is the breast portfolio in the cancer trial group. So that's CUH, the Bonds, and Waterford. There's one study currently open in the metastatic breast cancer space, and that's the HER2 positive one. It's called Destiny 2. But I suppose just to let you know that there is a lot of trials pending and that Deirdre touched on today, and these will include hormone-sensitive and triple-negative breast cancer. So the trials group have seen the metastatic breast cancer space as a priority, and really they do want to advance opening more studies in this setting going forward. This is the Destiny 2 trial. Again, I won't go into the big detail. If you're HER2 positive, this would be suitable for you, and it is open to women within the Cork region and Waterford. So what I want to do here is just show resources that are available when you're researching clinical trials, if you want to look up more about research and clinical trials. So the first one, there's a type on that, it's to say Cancer Trials Ireland, not Clinical Trials Ireland. So Cancer Trials Ireland is all the trials that are open in Ireland. So again, you can go into their website and you can look in and see what's there and what would be suitable for you. And then there's a worldwide clinical trials database. Again, so things that are not available currently in Ireland, or maybe that we would be available down the line, or that you could get access to outside of Ireland. What I want to just bring to your attention is that the Cancer Trials Ireland have a Just Ask campaign, and this is very much for patients to just ask when they're at their clinical visits, is there a clinical trial for me? Is there something that we can look into together? So really it's very much for you to always be asking, is there something else? And that you are allowed to ask that, and actually consultants would like you to be asking that. So it's very important that you do ask. And we as healthcare professionals will be always looking as well. But it is very important to do talk about clinical trials when you're in, and don't be afraid of clinical trials, I suppose is what we'd say either. And it has been very much pharma-led trials along the way, but now we are very much looking into, with the Cancer Trials Group, I suppose, quality of life and academic studies as opposed to pharma-led studies. And this is very important because it's the quality of life with the pharma, actually, that makes the life better. So this is where we need to go. And also, just while we're talking about clinical trials and cancer trials, the Irish Cancer Society have a very good booklet on it. It's only 4 pages to read up about cancer trials, because it is very daunting. It's a new area. You know what I mean? You don't know what it means. They mention words. I came from clinical. I didn't know when I went into it what they were talking about a lot of the time. But you learn it and you move along with it. So it's there, and it's a very good, if that might be your first place to start, just to read up what are clinical trials, how could I get involved with them? And then do ask. Come out and ask people that are working around you, is there anything for me? And as I say, the health professionals are striving all the time to get something for you. That's me. I think there's questions now for all of us together. Thanks.